Okay, so good morning everyone. My name is Eric Block and I am Sales Director for EBSCO Publishing, or EBSCO Industries. I cover here the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. And I wanted to come. I'm usually here in Trinidad 4 or 5 times a year. And before I begin, are you all familiar with EBSCO? Have you all used the EBSCO databases? Okay. The people in this room are lecturers, library personnel?
Mixed.
Mixed. Okay. Which areas in terms of lectures do we have? Which areas covered? Obviously this is the Valsen campus, so it's more English and languages and education.
Social sciences and so on.
Okay.
And engineering.
And physics. Oh, and engineering. Okay, excellent. So for those of you who are familiar with EBSCO, I assume you've used our databases and you all know how to use the databases. You can go through the UTT website, the library website, and you access them. The databases, for those of you who are not familiar, are basically where you go to do research. So if you need to find information, articles, journals, you can go into EBSCO and I'm going to show you how to do that to access the content that's available. We have recently put in a couple new databases for trial. The main library had indicated increased interest in some new areas, and so they asked if we had resources to cover those areas. So the idea behind this presentation was to show you the new databases that are now in trial, as well as to answer any questions that you might have pertaining to the existing collection of databases. So the first one would be energy and power source. This I think was more directed towards the Omira camp, or the Omira or the Point Lisas campus. I don't know if this database would be of interest to the folks here in this room per se. Okay, and then obviously engineering it might be. But so this is the database. So now you can see. So this is the energy. Is it okay if I stand here? Okay, so this is the energy and power source. As I said, it covers coal, electric power, natural gas, nuclear power, petroleum, renewable energies. So who is this? What's this content designed for? Well, it's designed for anyone who are professionals, students, researchers in the energy field. Deals with distribution, exploration, upstream, downstream, extraction, marketing, processing, production, research, selling. Okay, anything related to the energy and power industries. So what does it cover? It covers about 5,000 publications, including journals and magazines, monographs, trade publications. Of that, you have about full text coverage of 425 journals that are designed specifically in energy and power, and that also includes another 464 full text energy focused industry and market research reports. Okay, so we have business monitor reports that cover essentially all the gas and natural gas and petroleum reports that are published that are included in this database as well. And so the way that the database is designed, it gives you expert information. So that's for information, vital information as it says, with industry-leading academic journals. So you have that content. It's comprehensive in the fact that it covers all the diverse aspects of energy and other related areas to it. It's convenient because it's quick. You can get access to critical information. And then lastly, and this is a lot of our companies that we work with in energy, like it's informative. It offers benchmarks, it offers standards that they can utilize related to the energy field, energy-related field. Okay, so that's one database that we've added. Another one is called Engineering Source, which is focused entirely on the field of engineering. So this database has indexing for over 3,000 publications in full text for almost 2,000 of those publications. We go ahead and just to give you an idea, it has 3,000 that are indexed. We still include publications and index them with indexing and abstracting, even though the publishers might not make the full text available. Some people ask us why. Well, if you're doing research, even though the full text might not be available, you still might want to know what's been published, where it might be available. A lot of times, the library here will have individual subscriptions to a journal that may not be available in the database, but it's available here in the library. So with the EBSCO Discovery service, which is basically the platform that you utilize here to do research, you can search and then it will come up and tell you that it's available in the library. Okay, so it's a way of just allowing you to know what's being published, and maybe it is also available outside of the databases through the library. So this gives you full text coverage for nearly 2,000 publications. It covers, as you can see, aerospace, biomedical, software, structural, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, environmental. And the idea behind it, it was designed for users who use major engineering databases like a Compendix, the iCompendix, GeoRef, InSpec. Are you familiar with those databases? Those are the top databases in engineering. They're actually abstract-only databases, so they don't provide full text. So that was the idea behind this, was to go ahead and create a database that provides full text to many of the publications that are indexed. And so IEEE is a major publisher, and UTT has a subscription with IEEE. So what this can do with this database is allows you to link and access directly to the full text. Okay, so to give you an idea of what's available, these on the left, EI Compendix, GeoRef, and Inspect are those three major engineering databases that do not provide full text. So this database, Engineering Source, provides indexing and abstracting. Of those three, you can see the numbers. And then it also provides the full text. So if you have, let's say, Inspect, for example, and you don't have access to full text in that database, with this database, you would have access to 768 full text journals. So for people who use those indexes, EI Compendix, GeoRef, Inspect, this is a nice companion that allows you to access to full text that is not normally available. Okay, so it covers key publications. You can see engineering focused monographs, books, conference papers, obviously journals and magazines are included as well. So what types of publishers do we work with? Well, we work with publishers like Springer, Oxford, Elsevier, you can see that, IET, Wiley, and Blackwell. So those publications are all, those publishers and their publications are in this database. And to give you some idea, so what are some of these publications that we provide access to in this database? So here's just some cover slides that you can see. So that was the engineering source. Additionally, we were informed that there's a criminal justice program coming on to UTT, and they asked if we had content. So we actually have a database called Criminal Justice Abstracts with full text, a full text database covering the area of criminal justice. So this database is available as well. And once again, it has all areas of criminal justice. It has about 500,000 records that are there, and it provides full text coverage, about 570 titles that provide coverage in full text in the area of criminal justice. So you can see the amount of full text magazines and journals, and then the peer-reviewed journals, etc. And then what types of journals are we talking about? Well, these are some of them, just to give you an example: criminal justice studies, criminology, Howard Journal of Criminal Justice, Journal of Criminal Justice Education, and such. Some other ones: Journal of Forensic Sciences, Police Journal, Policing Society. And then lastly, we have a database, in terms of the databases, called Entrepreneurial Study Source, and we were told that it's an area of interest in the business department, so Entrepreneurial. And so it's another database, which is a full-text database that covers the area of entrepreneurship. It has full-text journals, books, magazines, as well as videos, which I'll show you in a second. So types of, good morning. Yes, come in. So types of full-text publications you have in terms of journals and magazines: Journal of Global Entrepreneurship, Journal of Private Enterprise, Journal of Small Business Strategy, American Journal of Entrepreneurship, all available in full text. And then additionally, what we have are these videos. So we have about 60 videos. In total, there's about 640. But of those, 60 actually come from Harvard Business School. So we have an agreement with Harvard Business School where they go ahead and they film their lectures. And when you watch the lecture, you have the lecture in its entirety. And as you're watching the lecture, you'll have one square where you'll see the lecture, and on the right next to it, you'll actually see the PowerPoint that accompanies the lecture. So these are really nice. They cover all different areas of business, but they obviously in this database, the ones that focus on entrepreneurship. We have other ones that deal with leadership, deal with management, deal with finance, economics, etc. And so you have actual lectures here. They're usually about an hour, hour and a half long, and you can sit and watch Harvard Business School teachers and watch lectures and then follow them with the PowerPoint. So this is really nice content. It obviously requires you to sit down in front of the computer and watch, for an extended length of time, but you're actually right in Harvard Business School, so you can see those lectures. So it's interesting. Okay, so those are the databases. Databases being more full-text journals and magazines and that type of thing. We also have two other databases of ebooks that are now available for UTT to use. Okay, so one is called an academic collection. It's a worldwide collection. Actually, this is the business collection. So it has It focuses just on business, and it has almost about 8,888 different types of books that are in there, almost 10,000 actually, there's a little bit more than that. And it covers all areas of business, and you can see it covers economics, finance, leadership, marketing, negotiation, accounting, skills, management, econometrics, consulting, forecasting, training, and such, coaching, mentoring. So that's the makeup of that collection. All of the books, so there's about 10,000 books, they're all unlimited access and you can download them all. Okay, so your students can go in, they can download them on an iPad, they can download them on their computer, they can even download them on their phone. All they do is they have to make an EBSCO account, and once they do that, they can download the books, and it's unlimited access. So it doesn't matter how many people are utilizing the ebooks. So to give you an idea of what some of these ebooks are, okay, we have management titles in this that deal with management, deal with marketing, deal with leadership, entrepreneurship, okay, finance, accounting, entrepreneurship again. So all these books are available. You can read them in their entirety. You can search by chapter. They're there for you. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you, which was give you an introduction to what these new databases are. Okay. I wanted to also, the second part of this presentation was just to go in and to show you EBSCO. How to get there. So you come to the website, the UTT website. And see how you all go. I don't know why that's doing this. Where do I go? You don't know. Library. Okay. So when you come here, you can come right to this search box. And in this search box, you would type in any type of subject area that you would want. Okay? So you could say, I don't know, what would be in there? So since we're here, education campus, I can do special education as an example. And you click go. Why is it not working? Well, there's something wrong with the website here. So I will log in. Is there a IT person here?
Is there different access now? Because normally we have, I don't know, I have access to.
How do you access it? Because the other campuses usually access it just like from here. But I don't know.
When I click on it, I'm getting something that says, please enter your username and password.
Okay, well this is a UTT thing, this isn't an EBSCO thing, so I don't know. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and just log in here to the back end.
Is it just over the UTT stuff?
The number, number from your ID with the PT in front, I believe, and then
It would be with, not PT, for staff,
staff is
it's PS. not-
Yes.
And password is right.
PF, PF, their UTT number,
Uh-huh.
that would be for your username, and the password will be your surname in lowercase.
Okay.
Of course, it can change.
Okay, and once you log in, it'll take you to this page, okay? This is the UTT basic search page for EBSCO Discovery. Okay, and here you'll see you have one main search box here where you can type in the subject of what you want to search, or if you want to search, because in this database, in this search platform, you have maybe about 70 or 80 different databases. So when you put your search term right away into this box, it's going to search all those 80 databases. So let's say you wanted something specific to global warming or upstream drilling. Well, you might realize things that, computing might not be of interest, education might not be of interest. So you could search there, or you could specify, and these basically default the databases behind the scenes specific to these subject areas. Okay? I personally prefer to search here at the top. And the reason being, let's say for example I'm looking and I want to do a search on Patrick Manning, for example. You would think, okay, Caribbean studies. But you never know, there might be a journal in education, or a journal that wouldn't be classified under West Indian or Caribbean studies that might have an article on Patrick Manning. So for me personally, I like to search everything at once, and then from there, I will filter down until I find the information. I'm sorry? No, I'm talking the search box. Right. So this search box is going to search every database. Whereas let's say I'm looking for something special education. I could just come here, do the education, and it would just let me search the databases that relate to education. Okay, so I'll do special education, which is very broad obviously. And you do that, and it's going to bring up your results. So it's going to show you come up with 11 million results. Okay, that's obviously too many. So what you can come do right here, it says, there's a box right here that says full text. So I'm saying, I just want to bring up results that have articles. Okay, so now I've brought up 3 million. So you have access to 3 million articles dealing with special education. Okay? But let's say you want to specify further. So, and you want to deal with special education and children. So the way the database works, we like to use Boolean operators. And this is the same thing if you're ever searching in Google too, just so you know. So the key is to use the word and if you want to specify. All right, a lot of times people will go on Google and they'll type in, let's say they're interested in special education and children. They'll type in special education with children or special education children. What happens is it goes ahead and looks for those 3 words in that order. Okay? So that's why when you use the Boolean operators, the and, special education and children, for example, it'll look for both of those search terms together. And we've gone from 3.2 to 1.5 million, okay? Which obviously is still a lot. But, and you can, break it down even further. I mean, you can put Asperger's syndrome, autism, etc. Programs, curriculums, however you want. But the idea is that the results come up here. The part in blue is the title of the article. And it'll show you right below if there's an icon, if there's a full text article. When you see it says PDF full text, or here it gives you both versions, HTML or PDF, all you need to do is just click on that and it will open up the article for you. You can also, with each result here, there's always this little magnifying lens. So you just take your mouse and just place it over that, and this window pops up, and it will give you more information on the article and give you the abstract right here. So you can actually just go ahead and read the abstract right away, and you don't need to actually click on the article to see whether or not it pertains to the information you're looking for. So I can come here, I can see what the abstract is, if it'll be of interest. If it is, I can come here and click on the full text, and it'll open up the article for me. Okay? If not, I can scroll down and see the other results. Same thing, I can just come right here, and here they come up. Okay? There's also right here where it has this plus sign, that's a folder. So this allows me to save my articles. I can create my own folder in this database. So every time I come back, once I create my folder, all my articles that I've saved previously will be there for me. Alright, so that gives you the option of doing that too. And then you can just scroll down and continue to see the different results. And you'll see all of them have PDF. PDF, that means the article's available. All you have to do is just click on it, and it will open it in a different tab. Okay? You can also come down here, and it shows you the publication date. So of these 1.5 million articles, the earliest one that the database has picked up is from 1597. The most recent is from 2014. So let's say I only want articles that are from, let's say, 2010. I can just move this date slider over. You see the year is changing into the year I want. And I just want articles published in 2014. And so in the past 3 months, these are 11,000 articles. Okay? So that's how you can specify by date as well. And you can also, nicely, right here below that is source types. So of those 11,000 articles, those articles come from what? Well, they come from newspapers, academic journals, magazines, book reviews, trade publications. You can say show more. And so it's going to give you dissertations, theses. So you can specify if you want. Let's say I just want the results from academic journals. So I click that, and now I get 2,000 articles dealing with special education that just come from academic journals. Okay? So that's what the database allows you to do. There's a lot of tools that you can use to help specify and filter so you can find the information you're looking for. You could also, just to let you know, search by subject. If you wanted, this is like a mini thesaurus that you could use. It gives you other subject terms. You can search by publisher. If you know a specific publisher you're looking for, it'll give you the name of the publisher, so you could just choose Springer articles or Sage. Or you can even do it by publication name, if you want. By language, if they're in different languages. So you have a couple articles in Portuguese and Spanish and French, etc. So that's how the database essentially works in its most basic format. You put in a search, it's going to bring you all these results, and then you can filter as best until you find the content you're looking for. Okay? Any questions so far? Have most of you used this before? This is all familiar? Okay.
Do you have, you said what were the new databases, right? But do you have any like enhanced databases for like education and social sciences? And
We
so on?
do. We actually, you currently subscribe to a database called Education Research Complete, and a database that we are trying to show you. It has this is our website, but I want to show you the database that you have access to. So this is the database that I was going to be, the new database we came out that I'm actually need to speak with Ms. Blake about, because we were thinking about, we just came out with this. And it is our education database that has full text for over 1,800 journals. What you currently have in your collection is access to about 600, 700, 800 journals in education. And this is another database that we have that I've been talking to her about, which has full text for over 1,800 journals covering all areas. There were two main databases in education. One is called ERIC. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so ERIC, but the problem with ERIC is that there's not a lot of full text, if any full text. So we created this database designed basically to provide access to that full text that's not available in ERIC. We had a database before this called Education Research Complete, and we basically combined that with a Wilson education database, and it created this super database. So hopefully this will be available too in trial for you all to use. And the way that you'll access this database is the same way here. You would come in here and do the search, and behind the scenes, this database will be available, like the trial database.
What is it called?
It's called Education Source. Yeah.
So you're saying that it isn't available as yet?
It will be. We're going to put it in this week.
Okay.
So it'll be there. And it'll be there, and you won't see it, but when you search, it'll be, probably by Wednesday it'll be up. But you won't see it, but when you search, all of those 1,800 journals will be there in those results. So if we're already bringing up, you know, and we brought up 3 million, expect that number to go up exponentially with this new database. Another nice thing about this system, EDS, you can always, let's say you're looking for a specific journal, you can always come up here to the top where it says A to Z Publications, and just click there. And it will take you to a new window, or a new screen, that will show you okay, and you can come here and you can type in the name of the journal. So let's say you wanted to know, what do you have from Harvard, for example. So I'll click Harvard, and you click search. And it's going to go ahead and search through. This gives you a listing of all the journals that are available through UTT. So you come here, and it shows you all the different Harvard journals, and it'll show you the name, it'll show you which database it's in, and what the coverage is, okay? So you can come down, Harvard Asia Quarterly, Harvard Bioscience, Harvard Black Letter, Harvard Business Review, okay? Harvard China Review, Harvard Civil Rights and Law Review, okay? You can go to the next page. Harvard Crimson. So it tells you which database they're all in and how you can access it. So if there's any specific journals that you're looking for, you want to know if UTT has them, you can come up here, type in the name, and it'll show you. And then it'll show you the different databases that they're available and what the area of coverage is for each one. Okay? And so that was right here. When you're in the search page, you just come here to A to Z Publications. And then remember, I clicked on one of the articles. So just to show you, I clicked on one of those articles, and then it comes up right here, and here's the article in its entirety. And you scroll down, and there's the article. And I can print the article, I can download the article, I can bookmark it, I can save it, obviously. You can email it to whomever you want. All right, so there's no limitations on articles that are available here. You can email them to your students, you can print them, email them to colleagues, whatever it is that you want. Okay? One thing that I'll also show you, when you get your results here, you can also click right here on the title, which is blue, and this will take you to the record of the article. So the record's important because it'll give you the name of the authors at the top, and in some cases you'll get the author's email in case you would like to email he or she. You can also have the source, the name of the publication, the dates, all of that. It gives you subject terms here with links, hyperlinks. So these are the subject terms associated with the article. So you can click on them and do new searches based on these subject terms. And it gives you the abstract that you can utilize. Okay, you can scroll down, it gives you Google Book Previews. In this case, it has HTML. And the HTML is actually nice. The HTML format comes like this. So it doesn't look like the way that it was actually published in the magazine. But this article gives you both. It gives you both choices. You can have it like it was published in the magazine, or you can have the HTML version. The advantage of both is that in the PDF, it's going to appear exactly as it was published in the magazine, like this article. Just like it was in the journal, it comes out like this. The HTML version looks like this, which doesn't look as pretty, but it has some additional functionality, which is it has a translator. So you can translate this article into at least 25 other languages, okay, if you'd like. Portuguese, English, Spanish, obviously, but you can speak French, Dutch, German, Indonesian, and everything else. And what's really nice about the HTML is if you have students that have challenges, visual challenges, they can actually listen to the article. So the computer will begin to recite the article for them. So for a lot of universities, we work with students who have visual difficulties, who in some cases can't even see, and so they can then do research and actually listen to the articles. So it opens a whole new world for them. And then for those who, outside of, obviously this is an English-speaking country, but for those who work in Central America and South America who don't speak English as a first language, they can also improve their language skills, and in this case they can listen to an American accent, an Australian accent, or even a British accent. All right? I've had people say, well, what about a Trini accent? But then when I go to Jamaica, they say the same thing. Well, what about a Jamaican accent? Or what about a Bajan accent? So, unfortunately, they don't have a standard Caribbean accent. But at least they can listen to the American, Australian, and British. But anyway, if you have any students that have visual difficulties, it's a nice way that opens up research for them. And the other nice thing too about this is when you come to the right, you have some other tools for the article. You have adding to your folders I mentioned. You can open up your own folder to save. You can print the article. You can email this. You'll click here and a box will pop up and ask you to put in the email address, and you can email the article. You can save it on your computer or on pen drive. And here's good. This is very important for your students. The Citations button. So you can click Cite. And right here, this window pops open and gives you this article in the citation formats of AMA, APA, Chicago, MLA, Harvard, etc. So every article in this database, every index and abstract in this database has this citation feature for it, okay? So your students have no excuses really, at all. In fact, you may not even want to tell them about that to make sure that they do it themselves. What?
But let me ask you about I remember there was a facility where new users of EBSCO hosts could be eased into it, especially with simpler articles with smaller number of pages.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not able to find it.
Okay, great question, great question. So let me show you, when we logged in here, and this is something that we could put on the website. So we have a database. Let me show you. Took it off. I'll have to talk to Sunita about this, but let me come here. Yeah, it was called Research Starters.
Yes.
Yes. I will talk to Sunita. For some reason they took it off. I'm not quite sure. And where would be a good place to have that available for you, for your students? You don't know?
No, right when they enter.
Right when they enter?
Yeah.
Okay, I will talk to her about that. Because you're the second person that's asked me about that from UTT. Because we used to have it available.
Right.
And they liked it a lot. So what he's asking about, we had a database called Research Starters. And essentially what it is we had professionals with doctorates go in and create, like for special, let's say autism for example. Instead of getting 7,000 articles, they would give you maybe a 4-page summary on autism. And so it was a nice way, that's what we call Research Starters. So we use it, especially like with a school like Costat, for example. They use Research Starters a lot because it's a nice introduction way for students to do research, get information, but not be overwhelmed with the complexity and the diversity of the information that you find when you're in the database. So I will talk to them about that. And we had them for 3 subjects. We had them for sociology, we had them for 4. Sociology, business, education, and there was one more that we had. But the education one was really popular here. So, okay. I'm sorry? Not for the, let's see if we come out with a new one. Tell you right. Yeah, no, we have business, education, and sociology. Those are the 3. Okay. But this is what it was. So it helped them give them first place for their research assignments. Okay. So I will talk to them about that, to put that back up. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
What time frame? What was the time frame for that?
That could be up this week. Yeah, I will email them today. I'll call them today. Talk to them. Another thing you can do too when you're here is you can create notes while you're reading. So you click create notes right here, and you just type in new note, and you can start typing right here as you're reading an article. So as you're reading an article and you want to take notes, you can type right here above. You can do that here where we are right now or in any article. So, and then you can save them in your folder too. All right. So,
That's one, that is your folder,
yes,
the personal folder you share.
definitely. So the folder, any article that you want. Let me just come back where we were. Okay, so here you are. When you're here, you can click right here. This is the folder. So I'm going to click here, and I'm saving it in a folder. Okay. Now this folder doesn't belong to me. It's an empty folder. It's a default folder. So it's a folder that I can use right now in this session. If I log off my computer, I go to lunch and I come back, whatever I've saved in this folder will not be there when I come back, because it's not my own folder. It's just a default folder for this session. But what I can do is I can create my own folder. And what I do is I come up here to the top where it says sign in. And there, I click sign in, and it's going to ask me for a username and a password. And this is something that I create for me, myself, here in EBSCO. And so if you're going to do it for the first time, you go create a new account. If you've already done it previously, then you would put in your username and password here. But for here, I would go create a new account. I would put in my name real quick. Takes 2 seconds to do. And then you just create a username and a password for the EBSCO account. And you click save. And then your account will be set up. Your account's been created. And now from this moment, I have my own account. Everything I saved in this folder will be in my folder. I can come back tomorrow, come back in 5 months, next year. I will type in my username and password that I just created, and everything that I've saved will be there in my folder. So the folder is nice because you can save, obviously, articles. You can also save searches. I can create something right here called an alert. So what this alert will tell me is I can do an alert that will let me know any time on a search. So I just did this search on special education. I can set up an alert so that the database will run the same search for me once a day, once a week, once a month, and then send me in an email all the new results. So you don't even have to be in the database to be doing searches. I can set up an alert and it will automatically do it for me and then send me all the new results. So that's another advantage of having a folder. So you can set those up, alerts, and then the folder always sits here at the top of your page. So it's right there where it says folder. So I just click there, and it's going to show me all the articles that I've saved. Okay? It'll show me any ebooks that I saved, audiobooks. The other thing that's important to have your own folder is you need to have a folder to download the ebooks, not to read them. You can read the ebooks here in this, like as you're looking at the computer, but if you want to download them, take them with you, like let's say home, check them out, download them for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you need to have your own folder. And the reason being that allows the library to keep track of who's taking out the books, checking them out. Does that make sense? So you don't need to have a folder to read the ebooks, but if you want to take them out, download them onto your computer or your iPad or a tablet, you would need to create your own folder. And then your folder, once you're in there, will tell you what you have. Do you have any videos? Do you have any pages, ebooks, audiobooks, etc.? It'll show you everything you have. And then once you come in here, you can actually create folders too. If you want to create new folders. So I could create, let's say, special education. If I have a couple different searches that I need to do, research projects. And then they just sit right here. Create another one. I'll say global warming. Click save. So my folders sit right here. And then what I can do is I can take these articles and then move them to the special folders. And so I begin to start saving the articles in the special folders. And then once you create these special folders, what happens is when you come into new searches, like here, let's say I want to save this. So I'm going to click here to save, and it's going to say which folder do you want to save it in. So you can create all these different subfolders, and then once you start searching, you can just start putting them into the special subfolders. Okay? So these are all just tools that people who do a lot of research and need to keep track of a lot of information articles utilize. but it's by no means a necessity to use the database to get access to the articles. Okay. Any questions? Yes.
Before you came here, I wasn't aware that there were so many tools available to use for EBSCO hosts, but do you then have a kind of tutorial for the use of it?
We do. Wow, you are right on it. So we have a support site which is available whenever you're in EBSCO. Just to let you know, you can always come down here at the bottom, and it's a support site. We also have apps for Android and iPhone, so you can get the EBSCO app as well and then log right in and access the databases from your phone. But our support site's here, and we do have online tutorials that you can use. And we also do provide training, like on-site training. So I used to do that quite a bit actually here in Balisang a couple of years ago. So if you wanted to do training sessions, have us do training sessions with your students or faculty, we can definitely do that. We come down and we'll do that. And they can be quick sessions, an hour, hour and a half. Easy to do. So this is our support site, and you would just come to training, and you'll see it says tutorials. And you click on tutorials, and then it'll show you the different tutorials we have. So, for example, Discovery Research Starters that you had asked about, you can see a YouTube video, or you can see a PowerPoint. Just bring it up. And they're quick, they're like 3.5 minutes, and somebody will walk you through.
Welcome to EBSCO's Research Starters tutorial. Research Starters is a feature of EBSCO Discovery service that quickly connects users with citable, authoritative summary articles on thousands of popular topics.
And then it'll walk you through how to do the search.
Science. Designed to enhance the research experience, Research Starters include links to relevant articles, images, videos, and audio clips. The content is curated from a variety of high-quality sources, including Salem Press, Encyclopedia Britannica, and others. Let's begin by conducting a keyword search.
Type in a search, quick search.
If a research starter is available, it will appear at the top of the search results list.
So this is what was missing that we're gonna have to put on, these research starters. So we type in search global warming, and then the research starter in terms of education will appear, and then it gives you right away.
Full text of the article, or listen to the article using the text-to-speech feature. In addition, click the icons in your tools menu, print, email, save, or cite
It's, so that's how that works.
Many
I don't know if you think that would be of interest, but yeah, we can have, I've actually talked to Sunita to try and put those on the website too, so you can use those. So we do have those. Okay. Any other questions? Do you all use, do you think this is, you all use EBSCO? You find it useful?
Yeah, I use it, but on a limited basis. When I'm saying limited in terms of, you have introduced the kind of tools that are available there.
Do you think it would be good for us to do more of these sessions, like training sessions,
Definitely.
Yes.
for the students?
Definitely.
Okay.
For faculty and students, yeah.
Yes. Because I'm saying, what we do for like COSTAC, for example, we'll bring in a professional trainer down, and when they do orientation, usually in September, we'll have a trainer there, and they'll bring them in to the library and do like 20-minute sessions right away and show them. Back, please. There we go. So we do sessions, and we bring in the students right away and do 25-minute sessions. They shuttle in and they learn right away how to use the databases. So that's something that we could do here at the Balisang campus if you think would be of interest. Would the students be of interest in that? I mean, would the faculty have interest in having it? Because education's a strong area. And when we first started working with UTT, the best usage we had was actually from the Balisang campus and the students here. So, I don't know how it is now, but
Well, the best campus.
yeah?
Yeah.
I guess we almost finished, but that's okay.
All right, well, I will talk to the folks up up in Elmira and talk to them about organizing more training sessions. Okay? To do trainings with students, what's the best time, do y'all think?
Can I say one thing?
Of course.
My name is Selwyn Rolfe. I'm a librarian. I'm at Point Lisas. The librarians do invite lecturers to assign training schedules for their students. And I think each campus, maybe the varying degrees, but each campus do have sessions, right? But a lot of it depends on lecturers finding time to for the students to come and also for students attending. In my experience in Point Lisas is that often time is limited because of the tight schedules, and then when the lecturers do find time, if you get 50% of the students, you get plenty.
Right.
The other time we use to also is the orientation.
Uh-huh.
At the library, of course at the orientation I can't go through the full details as we shared here, but at least I introduce them to it, let them know that they can save articles, it's important, that they have access to the folder, they can email and just how to do some searches. So they do get, again, if they turn out to the orientation. That too, I know at Point Lisas we've been trying to get that orientation scheduled on the timetable, library orientation. It's not done. Again, there's a feeling that the students should be mature enough to know that they ought to come for library orientation when it's scheduled. That is not so. But of course, again, class time cannot be assigned for that because of the tight schedule. So there are those battles we're working with.
Mm-hmm.
But the librarians do offer the service at the various campuses. So we go to besides, yes, we're happy to have Eric coming in with his team, but also you can work with your librarians to have more.
Yeah, and in my experience, I like to support what he said, that students wouldn't use it unless they have to, so they use it
Right.
on an ad hoc basis. So towards the end of their degree or in their final year when they have to do a project, that's when they individually get sent to them and they give excellent support on how to search databases. So it's happening de facto, if not formally, like in a training session. So the students are availing themselves of the.
Yeah, I know. And students, that's anywhere in the world, it's the same thing.
Same
Students
thing, yeah.
won't use it until they have to use
Until
it.
they have to, yeah.
And then usually be like at the last minute.
So you keep statistics of the use?
We do, definitely. We definitely do. So we send those out monthly, and we have those yearly
Oh, you
too.
make it available?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have to send it to. I mean, just to get for sustainability of the resources and to justify the investment, they have to see that students are using it. We even do them by campus to see which campus utilizes. And Valstan has high usage. So.
One more thing. Why is the PDF file so large? Is it scanned rather than printed in PDF?
I don't know. I don't
Some
know.
of them are like 8 to 10.
Yeah, they all are, huh? 100. Well, yeah.
So it's just a pure scan. It's not like printed in PDF.
No, it's a pure scan. It's the electronic copy. So the publisher basically sends it to us when they send it to the printer to print out. Okay, well, that's all I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to do a basic introduction, let you know what we just added, and also just what's currently available. Okay. I'll just put this up in case you all. Just in case you want to or need to ever contact me. That's the best way. E-block at EBSCO. So I get actually emails all the time from lecturers asking for help. If they're looking for an article and they can't find it, or if they need help with something, or if they want to organize training. So please feel free to email me with anything. Okay? All right. Well, thank you all. Appreciate it.